but some bitter conditions to deal with, Kasia, for the time being. It gets people thinking.
If you peer into your long-range forecast, you will notice it is cold and it will stay that way for some time. So we're talking about getting away from it all right now. Here we are at the Flight Center in Erin Mills, joined by Kristen Armstrong. Kristen, you know, given the deep freeze, the earlier than usual deep freeze this year, have you been seeing more business than usual earlier?
Yes, definitely. There's been a huge increase in business and travel through the December months. It's been really busy, lots of bookings. January is typically a very, very busy month for us year over year, but December has definitely been much more busier for bookings.
Okay, so where's everybody going this year?
The typical spots: Jamaica, Cuba, Mexico, Dominican. We've noticed a little bit more travel in Central America, Costa Rica, Panama, Honduras.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, very good stuff. And you know what? When we come back, I want to find out where we can get the most bang for our buck. All right, I'm going to send it back to you inside in the meantime.
Thanks so much, Kasia. Now, temperatures overnight, and these will stay put for Tuesday morning. Tomorrow, Kasia, Tuesday's looking cold. Today has a different distinction.
According to some psychologists, today is the day, it's Blue Monday. Whether or not that's the case, it's all about weather, right? And people are getting depressed. They're getting the winter blues, so it's time to get away at the Flight Center in Erin Mills. We're joined by Kristen Armstrong. Kristen, where does everybody want to go from the GTA right now?
Prepackaged to the Caribbean is really popular still, as it always has been.
Yeah.
Cruising, definitely very popular as well. It's good value for your money, as well as tours. A lot of people are starting to do escorted tours in Central America, such as Costa Rica.
Okay, now you got me at cruises, actually, because I think a lot of us have a misconception that it's very, very expensive. That's always been my thinking.
Well, with cruising, you get your meals included, your entertainment's included, your accommodations are included in that price, as well as your transportation. Okay. So you are getting really good value. You're paying a little bit more up front, but you're getting more for it in the end.
And you're seeing more places. Best bang for our buck, though. Where do we go?
Cuba.
Cuba.
Cuba, Dominican, Mexico. Those are the three that are most affordable.
Good. All right, let's all go. I'm going to send it back to you inside.
Thanks, Kasia. Thank you. Top three there. Top three here. 1, 2, 3. Look at those cold days and those wind chills coming up. Tomorrow, it would be a good day to stay indoors and read a good book if you didn't have to go to work. And Kasia, you are perusing some different reading material today.
Never before have these magazines been so appealing to me. You can see the agents. They're super busy here at the Flight Center at Erin Mills, and we're joined by the team leader herself, Kristen Armstrong. Kristen, tell me, I understand there are some important changes that people need to know about when it comes to travel this year.
Yes, so by January 27th, there is going to be a fuel supplement charge that's going to increase the packages by about $30 to $50 per person. Okay. So definitely book before January 27th to avoid those extra charges.
Okay, so you have 7 days before you book. And of course, where are the hot spots this year?
Caribbean, Mexico, Jamaica, Dominican, Cuba, some Central American countries, Costa Rica, Honduras.
And they all sound super appealing to me right now, especially knowing that our temperatures just continue to plummet. With more on that, I'm going to send it back to you inside.
Plummet's a good word for it, Kasia. -6 will get up to that on Saturday with some snow, but there are daytime highs. Kasia, a lot of people would like to avoid this if possible.
Taking a look at this map, I'm personally attracted to the Hawaiian Islands right here. But we're talking about travel and where Canadians are going. We're joined now by Kristen Armstrong of the Flight Center here in Erin Mills. Kristen, the big question is, are people traveling more this year, given that it has been a particularly cold season so far?
Definitely. We've seen a huge increase in bookings in December. It was one of our highest sales for December year to date.
Oh,
and
interesting.
January has been very busy, extremely busy.
I myself booked a trip because, and I hadn't actually last year and the year before. Now, why book with a travel agent versus doing it online?
Well, it's a misconception that the price is more expensive with a travel agent. It's the exact same price, if not less. You get the personal touch, and if something does go wrong, such as an ice storm, something like that, we can help you, get you on the next flight, advise you, get you in touch with the airline. We have direct lines to the airlines that we can get through quicker. As well as you get that personal touch, you get the tips and the tricks, and a lot of the times we've been to these places, so we know firsthand.
That's right. So you get your bang for your buck, right?
Definitely.
Thanks so much. And with more on your weather story, we send it back to you inside.
Well, coming up in a moment, thanks, Kasia. Rachel with your commute and your local forecast, which will pinpoint some of that snow coming on the weekend. Cold week ahead, Kasia. My goodness, no wonder they call this Blue Monday.
It is hard to have the winter blues when you're doing something like this, jumping on a trampoline here at Airborne Trampoline in Mississauga. We've got Bryson here, who's the head coach. Bryson, who besides these kids are typically getting airborne?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, good. Lifting our moods here. We're going to send it back to you inside with the good news of that cold weather.
And we'll take a look at your local forecast ahead, plus up tomorrow morning. Kasia, there are ways to keep warm and have fun.
Yeah, we're at Airborne Trampoline in Mississauga, and I will be giving this a try eventually. This looks so fun. We're talking to the head coach here. What are some of the misconceptions that people have when it comes to trampolining? I love it, and it looks like such a fun thing, such a great indoor activity for the kids, especially at this time of year. And speaking of the kids, we've got 12-year-old Matt here. Looks super fun. We're going to give it a try when we come back. Send it back to you inside.
Thanks very much, Kasia. Coming up, find out which days will have wind chills close to minus 30. That's ahead. For layers, it is the coldest spell that we've had since the last cold spell early in January. Kasia, it gives some people the blues, but not you today.
We are now chatting about beating the winter blues and finding a fun indoor sport or activity for the kids. We're at Airborne Trampoline in Mississauga with Bryson, the head coach here. Bryson, it's not just about jumping up and down. The kids, the adults, they're learning more than that, aren't they? That's great. Okay, so I promised you that I'm going to give this a try. Bryson did give me a nice little orientation in the beginning, and I have to tell you, this is so fun. There is no way you could be sad or depressed, regardless of the month, regardless how cold it is here. And I was taught this is called the seat drop. Oh no, I did it wrong. Bryson, don't learn from me, okay? And then finally, there's the stop drop, it's called, right? Okay, so you jump up and down, jumping up and down. I'm already doing things wrong. And the stop drop goes like this. Huh? There you go. I'm going to send it back to you inside with your weather story.
Nice form, Kasia. Not the nicest temperatures. There's that bit of a reprieve. Snow Saturday, bitterly cold air temperatures tomorrow afternoon. Colder still with the wind chills. Coming up, your